In recent years, air travel has become an integral part of our lives. It allows us to traverse continents in mere hours, bridging distances that once took weeks. But have you ever pondered about the intricate network that supports this marvel of modern travel? Have you ever wondered what happens when this complex system is disrupted? Welcome to our channel, where today we're going to deep dive into the hidden costs of the U.S. China trade war on aviation. Stay tuned for a revealing look at how this conflict is not just impacting the global economy, but also the very infrastructure of air travel. The U.S. China trade war has been raging for several years now, with both sides imposing tariffs on billions of dollars worth of goods. This has led to retaliatory measures and an escalation of tensions between the two countries. In the midst of this economic conflict, there's a sector that's been quietly suffering in the shadows. And now it's on the brink of collapse: aviation. As we delve into this issue, we'll explore why aviation is feeling the heat, what challenges it faces, and how the escalating trade war could push airports over the edge. The reasons behind the crisis are multifaceted. One significant factor is the impact of tariffs on aircraft parts and components. Many aircraft components, particularly those with advanced technology, are manufactured in China. When these parts are shipped to the United States, they face increased tariffs, leading to higher costs for airlines. Consequently, airlines have been forced to cut back on maintenance, repair, and overhaul activities, directly affecting the functionality and safety of the aging fleet. Declining air traffic is another critical issue plaguing the aviation industry. As the economy weakens due to the prolonged trade war, consumer confidence wanes and discretionary spending decreases. Air travel, often considered a discretionary expense, is among the first sectors to experience a downturn. Fewer travelers mean lower revenues for airlines, which in turn impact their ability to invest in airport infrastructure and maintenance. Additionally, the uncertainty surrounding the trajectory of the trade war creates a climate of hesitancy, discouraging businesses and individuals from committing to travel plans. This hesitancy further exacerbates the decline in air traffic, creating a vicious cycle that fuels the crisis in the aviation industry. As we continue to navigate through these challenging times, it is crucial to remember that every statistic represents real people whose lives are directly impacted by the decisions made on the global stage. The human element of this crisis is often overlooked, but it's essential to consider the ripple effects on individuals and communities. The decline in air traffic means job losses for many in the aviation industry, from pilots and flight attendants to ground crew and airport staff. These job losses not only affect the individuals and their families, but also the local economies that rely on the aviation sector for employment and revenue. As we move forward, it's imperative to advocate for policies that not only address the economic aspects of the trade war, but also consider the profound impact on the aviation industry and its workforce. The decline in air traffic also has broader implications for connectivity and accessibility. As routes become less viable due to decreased demand, smaller communities and international destinations may find themselves with limited or no access to air travel. This isolation can hinder economic growth, limit access to essential services, and disrupt the flow of commerce, ultimately affecting global connectivity and accessibility. Furthermore, the strain on the aviation industry extends beyond economic consequences. The mental health and well-being of those working in the field are also under considerable stress. The uncertainty of the industry's future, coupled with the challenges of maintaining safety standards, creates an environment of constant pressure and worry. It's crucial to prioritize the mental health of those on the front lines, ensuring they have the necessary support and resources to cope with the demands of their profession during these turbulent times. Addressing the crisis in the aviation industry requires a multi-pronged approach. Policymakers must work collaboratively to reduce the economic burden imposed by the trade war, such as reviewing and potentially reducing tariffs to alleviate the financial strain on airlines and airports. Investing in infrastructure and technology upgrades can enhance efficiency, improve the passenger experience, and drive down costs. Furthermore, fostering innovation and supporting research and development in the aviation sector can lead to more sustainable and cost-effective solutions. By embracing a comprehensive approach that considers economic, infrastructural, and human factors, we can work towards stabilizing the aviation industry and ensuring its long-term viability. Before we dive deeper into the topic, we kindly ask you to support us by clicking the like button. Your support helps us continue delivering quality content. Thanks for being with us. As we dig deeper into the heart of the matter, it's important to understand the sheer scale of the problem. According to recent reports, U.S. airports are facing a financial cliff, with some experts predicting bankruptcy within the next 18 months if current trends continue. This alarming projection serves as a wake-up call, urging us to examine the root causes and potential consequences of this crisis. At the core of this issue lies the escalating trade war between the United States and China. This protracted conflict has resulted in retaliatory tariffs on both sides, creating a ripple effect that has significantly impacted the aviation industry. One of the most immediate consequences of this trade war has been the sharp increase in the cost of goods. Many aircraft components and systems are manufactured in China, and when these products are shipped to the United States, they face hefty tariffs. For instance, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, a modern and fuel-efficient jet, incorporates thousands of parts and components sourced from various countries, including China. The imposition of tariffs on these Chinese components adds significant cost to the aircraft, impacting both airlines and airports. As these costs continue to rise, airports are forced to make tough decisions regarding maintenance, repair, and overhaul activities. With tighter budgets, essential upkeep tasks may be postponed or scaled back, potentially compromising the safety and efficiency of the aging fleet. Declining air traffic is another critical challenge faced by U.S. airports. As the economy grapples with the fallout of the trade war, consumer confidence wanes and discretionary spending takes a hit. Air travel, often considered a discretionary expense, is among the first sectors to feel the pinch. U.S. airports are experiencing a downturn in passenger numbers, leading to reduced revenues and mounting financial pressures. This decline in air traffic not only affects the airport's bottom line, but also has broader implications for the local economy. Communities that rely on the airport for jobs and economic activity find themselves grappling with reduced employment opportunities and diminished economic prospects. To understand the gravity of this situation, let's examine some recent data. According to the Airports Council International, a significant drop in passenger traffic has been observed, with a month-over-month decrease of nearly 10%. This decline translates to millions of fewer travelers passing through U.S. airports, resulting in substantial revenue losses. Moreover, the outlook for the industry remains bleak, with projections indicating that air traffic will continue to decline in the near future. This gloomy forecast underscores the urgency of addressing the issues plaguing the aviation sector. If left unchecked, the situation could worsen, potentially leading to the collapse of U.S. airports and the disruption of vital air transportation networks. To avert this crisis, swift and decisive action is needed to mitigate the impact of the trade war and support the struggling aviation industry. Policymakers, industry leaders, and stakeholders must collaborate to find sustainable solutions that ensure the long-term viability of U.S. airports. Failure to do so could have cascading effects on the economy, connectivity, and the well-being of millions of Americans. But how did things get so bad? The roots of this crisis can be traced back to the escalating trade tensions between the United States and China. In recent years, the two superpowers have imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of each other's goods, creating a protectionist environment that has disrupted global trade flows. This tit-for-tat approach has had a profound impact on the aviation industry, squeezing profit margins and forcing tough decisions regarding maintenance and operations. One of the most significant challenges posed by this trade war is the increased cost of goods. Many aircraft components, particularly those with advanced technology, are manufactured in China. When these parts are shipped to the United States, they face substantial tariffs, leading to higher expenses for airlines and, consequently, airports. For example, consider the cost of landing gear for an Airbus A320, a popular narrow-body jet. These landing gears, often sourced from Chinese manufacturers, are subject to hefty tariffs, adding thousands of dollars to the overall cost of the component. Such increases in the price of essential aircraft parts force airlines and airports to make difficult choices regarding maintenance, repair, and overhaul activities. With tighter budgets, vital upkeep tasks may be postponed or scaled back, potentially compromising the safety and efficiency of the aging fleet. Furthermore, the trade war has contributed to a decline in air traffic, exacerbating the financial challenges faced by U.S. airports. As the economic outlook remains uncertain due to the prolonged trade war, consumer confidence declines and discretionary spending takes a hit. Air travel, often considered a discretionary expense, is among the first sectors to feel the pinch. U.S. airports are witnessing a drop in passenger numbers, resulting in reduced revenues and mounting financial pressures. To illustrate this trend, consider the revenue generated by airport shops and restaurants. As passenger traffic dwindles, so does the revenue stream from these sources, impacting the overall financial stability of the airports. The outlook for the industry remains bleak, with predictions indicating that air traffic will continue to decline in the near future. This grim forecast underscores the urgency of addressing the issues plaguing the aviation sector before they escalate further. If swift and decisive action is not taken to mitigate the impact of the trade war and support the struggling aviation industry, we risk facing a catastrophic collapse of U.S. airports. But can America's airports really collapse? The answer, unfortunately, is yes. An airport collapse doesn't necessarily mean the physical structures will crumble, but rather that they will cease to function as viable transportation hubs. It means no more incoming or outgoing flights, no more bustling terminals or busy runways. Instead, it signifies a shutdown due to insurmountable financial challenges, safety concerns, or a lack of viable alternatives. For instance, if an airport incurs substantial losses for an extended period without any immediate relief or restructuring, it might be forced to halt operations. This could be triggered by a combination of factors such as declining passenger traffic, soaring operational costs, and dwindling revenue streams. Without the influx of passengers and the corresponding revenue, the airport's financial resources would quickly dwindle, leading to the inability to pay staff, maintain facilities, or secure crucial operational permits. Imagine a scenario where a regional airport serving a small town finds itself on the brink of collapse. The town, known for its rich history and charm, relied on the airport as a lifeline connecting it to the outside world. The airport, with its single runway and modest terminal, had always played a vital role in the community, offering convenient travel options and fostering economic growth. However, the relentless pressures of the trade war, coupled with declining air traffic, have taken a heavy toll on the airport's finances. Months of operating at a loss have drained the airport's reserves and left its future uncertain. Faced with dwindling passenger numbers and the inability to absorb the escalating costs, the airport authorities are left with no other choice but to consider closure. The prospect of an airport collapse sends shockwaves through the community. The townspeople, accustomed to the convenience of air travel, now face the daunting reality of limited connectivity. Commuting to neighboring cities becomes a lengthy journey, hampering economic prospects and disconnecting them from vital business opportunities. The closure of the airport also poses significant challenges for emergency services. With the nearest functional airport now miles away, response times for medical emergencies and other critical situations would skyrocket, endangering lives and disrupting vital transportation networks. The ripple effects of an airport collapse extend far beyond the immediate community. As the news of the closure spreads, neighboring airports experience a surge in demand. Their terminals, already bustling with activity, are forced to accommodate additional passengers and flights, straining their own resources and potentially leading to further disruptions. The aviation industry, grappling with its own set of challenges, faces a crisis of connectivity. Airlines scramble to adjust their flight schedules, rerouting planes and accommodating stranded passengers, causing widespread delays and cancellations. Travelers, caught in this web of uncertainty, endure long layovers and disrupted itineraries, adding to the chaos and frustration. The economic impact of an airport collapse reverberates throughout the region. Businesses dependent on air travel, such as hotels, restaurants, and transportation services, suffer a decline in revenue as the loss of connectivity hampers economic activity. In a globalized world, where seamless transportation networks are crucial for commerce, the closure of even a single airport can send shockwaves through supply chains, delaying shipments and disrupting the flow of goods. As the crisis deepens, questions arise about the government's role in averting further disaster. Calls for intervention grow louder, urging authorities to step in and provide support to prevent the collapse of critical transportation infrastructure. Policymakers face a challenging decision, balancing the need for intervention with the principles of free market economics. But the consequences of inaction are dire. If left unchecked, the collapse of one airport could trigger a domino effect, leading to the downfall of others and creating a ripple of negative impacts throughout the economy. The collapse of an airport doesn't just represent the loss of a transportation hub. It symbolizes the unraveling of connections, the erosion of economic vitality, and the disruption of daily life for countless individuals. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of infrastructure and the far-reaching consequences of a trade war. In conclusion, the ongoing trade war between the United States and China has had a devastating impact on the aviation industry. The rising cost of goods, driven by retaliatory tariffs, has squeezed profit margins, forcing tough decisions regarding maintenance and operations. The decline in air traffic resulting from economic uncertainty has exacerbated financial challenges, pushing some airports to the brink of collapse. If left unchecked, the situation could worsen, leading to the cessation of air travel. The decline in air traffic has also had broader implications for the U.S. economy. Communities dependent on airports for jobs and economic activity have faced reduced employment opportunities and diminished economic prospects. The revenue streams from airport shops and restaurants have dwindled, further straining the financial stability of these vital transportation hubs. Looking ahead, it's crucial to find sustainable solutions that ensure the long-term viability of U.S. airports. Collaboration between policymakers, industry leaders, and stakeholders is essential to mitigate the impact of the trade war and support the struggling aviation sector. Investing in infrastructure, fostering innovation, and promoting international cooperation can pave the way for a more resilient and connected future. We hope this video has shed light on the critical issues facing U.S. airports and the urgent need for collaborative action. Thank you for watching, and we encourage you to continue staying informed on this and other important topics.